Hello, my name is Andrew and I love to make monsters. But that's not what I'm doing today. Today, I'm going to turn this canning jar into a little fairy house. Let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is pick out my color. So I'm going to use some gray granite. I like the way this clay has the little specks in it. And I'm going to mix this with a bunch of different colors. The reason why I'm doing that is so I get some different rocks. So for this little fairy house, I want to have it covered with rocks, so it's like a little stone house. So I'm just going to mix up some different colors with it, some blacks and whites, and that gives me 8 different colors of rocks that I can have. So how I'm going to make these little rocks is just kind of shape them out, use a ball tool to add a little bit of a texture to it to give them some different edges. Then I want to use some of this darker gray granite that I mixed with black to make these little kind of more brick shaped. And I'm going to use those to go around the door and the window. Got all my little rocks sculpted out. Now I'm going to make some shingles. I really like this example that I found on Google where it showed a very inconsistent style to the shingles. They weren't all the same. It seemed much more handmade. That's kind of what I want to go for this little fairy house. I'm going to mix up a bunch of different shades of brown using some white to lighten it up. Get that rolled out. Go ahead and use this little blade tool to cut it out into little rectangles. Then each rectangle I'm going to make a little bit different. Like these, I want to trim off some of the corners, add a little bit of a texture so it looks like wood, and continue to do that until I think I have enough. Foreshadowing. So now that I've got all my little stones and all my little shingles done, I'm going to go ahead and bake all of this according to package instructions. The reason why I'm doing this is so they stay firm. They won't get messed up when I attach them to the fairy house. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my shingles in one little container and my little stones in another. I don't care if they're all mixed up, it's totally fine. Now I mixed up some white with just a little bit of brown to get me this tan cream color. This is going to be my base for my fairy house. I'm going to roll it out so it's a pretty consistent thickness, but it gets those little splits there. That's okay. We'll get this straightened out. Now I'm going to put it around my jar. With my jar all covered, I'm going to go ahead and cut out how I want the door. It took me a few times to get it how I wanted it to. I didn't want it too big on here. I just keep going over it, and I'm like, okay, that's the one. And I'll kind of smooth in those spots that I cut before that I'm not going to have be part of the door. And to attach the stones to help them adhere a little bit better to this unbaked clay, I'm using some oven-baked clay adhesive. Then I'm going to push those stones in there, kind of arc around, make a little frame for the door, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the window. This jar has kind of a triangular pattern to it, so or kind of a diamond pattern. Triangles, diamonds, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it's got this pattern to it, and I kind of wanted to match that when I made the little windows. So I did 2 of those windows, framed them the same as the doors. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach the rest of the little stones. So I'm just going through just very randomly-ish. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, that doesn't look quite right, so I change it out. But for the most part, these are pretty randomly put on there. The only thing I wish I would have done is made a lot more really small stones. I ended up getting a lot of gaps in between that I just thought didn't look right, because if all these stones are stacking on top of it, they're not going to have all these gaps in there. So I thought the only thing I could really do is take some unbaked clay, push it into those spots, and then just add a little bit of texture so they didn't look too out of place, but that way it would kind of fill in those gaps. Alright, I cut the door out. It looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and bake it again according to package instructions. Now on to making the roof. I want to give it a cone-shaped roof, so I'm using that metal ring from the canning jar, not the centerpiece. Bulking it up with some foil. I want it to stick out a little bit, so I want to go around it. Get that fairly even. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a little fairy house. This isn't some architectural masterpiece. Then I'm going to cover all of this with some black clay. Just rolling that out, attaching the black clay. I'll get it all covered. Really happy with how that looks. I like that angle, the size, everything about it. So I'm going to do the same thing. Use some oven bake clay adhesive, smooth that around the whole roof, and then I'm going to attach the shingles. See how I have them about halfway hanging off? That way they'll kind of hang over like a real roof would be, especially something of this style. And then I kind of offset them when I did the next row. Just keep adding them. I wasn't really for sure how this was going to work, but when I started getting farther up into it, they just were having a lot of gaps, but I'm able to cut these pretty easily. But as you can see here, I ran out of shingles. So what you see there were some unbaked shingles, and I went ahead and baked them before I baked the rest of the roof and added these to it. Now I made this little top, kind of to me reminds me of the top of an acorn. All right, well, I'm pretty happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and bake that according to package instructions. I just put it on a ball of foil. So now I've got it attached, and when I put everything together, it's separated from the lid, that ring, and that's fine. So now I'm going to make the door. I was looking at some pictures of some different doors, and I saw a blue door, and I'm like, that would look pretty good on here to add some nice color. While I'm working on the door, I want to give a very special thanks to my patrons, Kirsten, Heather, Jacob, Jeff, Delaney, Brandy, and Ani. Thank you so much for supporting my art journey. Now, if you'd like to support my art journey and see some behind the scenes photos, some random updates, some who knows what else, but there'll be stuff there, you can back me on Patreon, and I've got a link to that down in the description box below. There's also a link to my spread shop, Facebook page, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Just check out the description. All right, let's keep moving. Now for the door, I wanted to do a little window that was very similar to the other, so I did a diamond-shaped one, and then I'm going to add some little gold accents with the hinges and the doorknob. Okay, I think we are ready to bake one final time according to package instructions. And here is the final little fairy jar house. Fairy house out of a jar? Fairy garden house? I don't know. So I didn't get a chance to tell you why I made this fairy house instead of making a monster like I normally do. Well, as tradition, every year, for I don't even know how many years, my sister makes these different jams and sends them out in these canning jars. So for a while now, I'm not going to say how long because I don't really know, I thought, oh, it'd be really fun to turn one of these jars into a fairy house and give that back to her. I thought, that's something she would like. So here it is. I hope she really enjoys it. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, give it a comment, tell me what you thought. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and remember, never stop creating. Bye!